1st, 2025 City of Henderson Board of Zoning Adjustment Hearing. I would like to note that this is a special called meeting. Angel, may I get a roll call?
Mac Arnold,
Here.
Heather Knight, Rob Turney,
Here.
Tara Hunter. Here. John Stroud.
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, do you promise to tell the truth this evening?
I do.
Thank you so much. Our first appeal, Appeal 3542. Will you bring that to our attention, please?
Certainly. Bozo Appeal 3542 is submitted by Chris Smithart and Cody Case for the property located at 829 3rd Street. Applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to allow a towing recovery yard in an M1 district pursuant to Article 23, Section 23.03, 9, Appendix A, Zoning Code, City of Henderson, Kentucky. This property is zoned M1. All adjoining property owners have been notified. We have received calls concerning this appeal. A towing recovery yard in an M1 district does require a conditional use permit approved by BOSA. The applicant, in filling out their conditional use permit, states that the requested conditional use permit is justified because it is an essential use in that it provides critical services that directly support the functioning, safety, and accessibility of communities' infrastructure. We are also certified in traffic incident management, which enables us to assist law enforcement or others with accident scenes or other situations that may require crowd vehicle control. The conditional use would promote the public health, safety, or welfare by removing disabled or abandoned vehicles, towing illegally parked cars, clearing environmental hazards, and reducing blight. We also are able to provide police impound storage as needed. Conditions that would eliminate or minimize adverse effects of the proposed use in the zoning district are: A, privacy fence screening. B, we will have a security system that includes cameras, motion lights, and we will have a lot gated with, we will have the lot gated with a lock. C, hours of non-emergency operation will be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. All other times will be by appointment. D, no vehicles will be parked on the street. All cars will be behind the gate and fence. E, will comply with all state and local laws. Staff has reviewed the request, and we forward the appeal to the board for your consideration and any further conditions that you deem appropriate.
Mr. Davis, you had some calls.
Yes, we did.
On this appeal. Would you care to discuss any of the calls?
Certainly. We had one person that called because of one of the neighbors that was concerned that there would be too much traffic going down the street, and it would bring property value, et cetera, down. And that also there was a board member that was maybe connected to the business. And anyway, so.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to say was this property is in the flood zone. So if you all were to give it the conditional use, there will be permitting, state permitting, as well as local permitting that will be required, and you would have to include that in your conditions. And the fencing may be an issue as well. So the flood manager out of planning will have to look at that. So I would suggest that you all, if you all go forward with this, make sure that those are conditions on the on any permit that you may allow.
Okay. Okay. Does this board have any questions for Mr. Davis? Counselor,
Yeah.
in the submittal, it identifies 3E as will comply with all state and local laws.
I just would.
Should we delineate a little bit more specifically?
We don't generally do much in the flood plain, and so we need to make sure that everyone understands that no operation, if you all do this, no operation at all can happen until Kentucky Division of Water signs off and grants some stream permit, as well as Brian Bishop with the Planning Commission, who has our local flood mitigation. So I just want to make sure it's in the record that
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's called a stream construction permit with Kentucky Division of Water and a local floodplain permit as well.
okay.
I think, if you don't mind me speaking.
No, please, please. This is time for the board to talk
I
among
think that one of the prior businesses there had a problem with that, and it seems like they did get their little building approved through floodplain management or through the state. I'm not sure if the building is still there, their little office. I guess when we get the applicant up, applicant is the owner, right?
No.
So,
No. We have co-applicants on this.
Yeah.
okay.
We have co-applicants on this.
So
So-
Isn't there that large retaining?
there's a
Yes.
retention pond next.
A retention pond
Yeah, but it's in
is one
floodplain
parcel
also.
away.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, doesn't it absorb everything?
No.
It doesn't?
Not when we have a lot of water, yeah.
But I don't know if they came and got a conditional use permit for that. I would think they did. It was the guy that used to be over on Atkinson Street, moved over there.
So this was not a conditional use requirement until the last year.
Okay.
So I
Yeah, because I
don't
don't-
think they
I don't
probably
remember-
got
Okay.
one because the law changed, the ordinance has changed in the
Yeah.
last year.
Okay. Does this board have any additional questions for Mr. Davis? Any additional questions? If not, I'll ask for the applicant or applicant's representative to approach the podium and sign in with your name and address, please.
And if I
Please,
must,
please state your name.
Cody Case?
Mr. Case, do you promise to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Case, explain who you are in this submittal, in this appeal.
So I would say I'm the co-applicant here. I'm the one that's needing the conditional use permit.
Are you
Chris-
are you the property owner or
No.
the lease? Are you
The
going to hold
leasee.
the lease?
Yes, the leasee.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Chris is actually on his way here right now. He's running a little bit behind, so there's probably going to be some questions that I'm not able to answer because I don't know.
Okay,
But my name is Cody Case. Like I said, I own Case Towing. We're located at 708 Atkinson Street, and we're trying to move to 829 3rd Street and move our yard over there just to kind of help. They're trying to beautify the east end a little bit more. I know they've been buying, selling property. Me moving to 3rd Street was less face of Henderson because Atkinson Street's the third busiest street in Henderson. So by me moving over here will kind of help make it look better, I would say. The fence is better, it's taller, you can't see through it. When you're driving down Atkinson Street, you can see over the fence, even though it's 6 foot, but it veers down. You know, with the floods that you were talking about, I know there's a few things that we can handle to make that less of an issue.
Right.
Like we could raise the ground a little bit if needed, or we could build a retaining wall, or we can dig a ditch out that kind of makes the water flow around, just something to help make sure people's property doesn't get damaged. I do believe that building is still there.
Yeah, the flood mitigation manager will tell you all that. All those things you just stated, you couldn't do.
Gotcha.
But,
But they'll work with
but
you.
they'll work with you.
They'll work
Yeah,
with you.
I think what you need to understand is that there are some issues pertaining to the floodplain, and that Steve can get you connected with the right people that can work with you and determine what the best solution would be.
Okay. That'd be the next step on
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah.
The biggest problem, of course, Chris, I assume, has, if he's the owner, he has to agree to it. The fencing, you can't block the free flow of water. That's one. Any buildings or structures you put have to be raised to a certain thing.
Areas.
And then any environmental containment issues of fluids. Those are the things that you have to deal with them.
Mr. Smithart, if you would also approach the podium and sign in with your name and address.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Case just approached the podium and we just started the conversation.
Okay.
One of the things that the board has initially started discussing prior to Mr. Case coming to the podium are some concerns about the floodplain, and Mr. Case working with Steve Davis and Brian about making sure that we meet the requirements of being in the floodplain. Mr. Smithart, do you promise to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I forgot to ask you to state your name so we can get it on.
Sure, my name's Chris Smithart.
Thank you. Mr. Smithart, because we are recording this, would you state how you fit into this appeal?
I own the property
Thank you so
on
much.
3rd Street. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Anyway, we were discussing more or less the flood issues surrounding the property. And,
What is the flood issue?
that it is in the floodplain.
Well, we went to the state and it's not. I've got the paperwork, the proper paperwork if you need it. Where we had actually go to the state, we couldn't do anything around here. So we actually went to the state before I bought it, and they went in there and said that where Don Shelton had actually put 3 Trees properties, he actually got it from the state level that said it was not. And I've got that paper if you need it.
Okay, if you submit it to this board, then we have to keep it.
No, I get it.
Okay.
I just didn't know
But-
what I had to have.
So if that's the case, then Brian Bishop will sign off on that, but Brian did not see that.
Okay.
So
Right.
we still need to require it, and then Brian can always sign
Okay.
off on it.
Mr. Smithart, instead of you submitting it to us, what we'll do is probably condition this appeal on anything pertaining to the floodplain.
Sure.
But when you take that paperwork to Brian Bishop,
Okay.
then you'll fulfill the requirements, and then whatever we say relating to the floodplain, that will supersede it. Is
Okay.
that right, Counselor?
Yeah.
Because I think the only stipulation I got when I bought the property was that there couldn't be a permanent structure built on the property. There was some type of drainage that went through there.
Yeah.
A
Now,
drainage.
there's an easement as well. Henderson Water Utility has an easement, but that's not as to the flood. That's a whole different
Okay.
section.
Okay. We will probably, because we don't, our research shows that this is in the floodplain, so we'll probably have, if we approve this, we'll probably have to reference something to the floodplain, but your paperwork with Brian will resolve it.
Okay, yeah, because there was where he was actually building it up, back in the back corner back there, they had some problems with Ray Nix, the other codes guy. They had some serious problems, so he went to the state level, went to the governor, and they came down and they assessed it, and they said it was not.
Okay.
So, and I do have that paperwork, because I wasn't gonna buy it if it
Okay.
was gonna be a
Work-
problem like that.
Work with Brian on that.
Sure, you got it.
Does this board have questions for Mr. Smithart or Mr. Case?
I guess one question there probably more for Mr. Case. What we're saying here now that floodplain or floods would not necessarily be an issue, but if they were, are you taking any precautions to be taken toward vehicles? If someone's vehicle was being stored there for one reason or another, and it got inundated, flooded, which would then be a liability issue for you.
Yes, I actually have the proper insurance and the coverage, garage keepers, everything that I need to cover any vehicle that's in my lot.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the conditions that, the fence screening, the security system with cameras, the locked gate. Your hours, I think, are very important for the neighborhood, the 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. I think that's very important. No vehicles parked on the street. I think those are some very, very important issues that we've heard from that neighborhood, that keeps everything kind of quiet. I know that this property before, we had a lot of pushback from the neighborhood because of the hours and because of the noise. But I think these probably are the reason we're not seeing anybody from the neighborhood at this point.
And there's not, I mean, I get it because there's a body shop or whatever, you know, what was in there before, and we don't have the noise and the machines and stuff that they do to have a high noise value. And due to the traffic, I know you guys said somebody issue with traffic. We don't have a lot of traffic. Mainly, I have 2 tow trucks, and for the most part, there might be a customer coming to clean their car out or coming to pick it up, but it's not Atkinson Street traffic by any means.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm thinking the Atkinson Street location, because that was also Don Shelton's.
Yes.
That was the submittal Don had given us. That was the one that Don got so much pushback from the neighborhood. Any other questions? Any other questions? If there are no other questions, gentlemen, if you want to be seated, please be seated. Is there anybody here that would like to speak for or against Appeal 3542? Anybody here to speak for or against Appeal 3542? If there is nobody here to speak for or against Appeal 3542, I will close the open forum and ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we grant Appeal 3542 for conditional use permit to allow a towing business for the property located at 829 3rd Street with the conditions that the fencing be placed and that it be approved by the floodplain manager and the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The hours of operation will be 8 to 5. No vehicles outside on the street. Must comply with all state, local, and environmental laws, and that all signage must comply with city ordinances, and that the conditional use permit is for the current property owner, not the property itself.
Second.
Is there any further discussion among this board? Any further discussion? There is no further discussion. I'll ask for a vote.
Mac,
Yes.
Tara. Yes. John,
Yes.
Mr. Smithart,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Case, Appeal 3542 has been granted in your favor. Thank you for your time. Good luck. Just get with Steve and Brian,
Bishop.
Brian Bishop,
Okay.
and they'll get you lined out on what needs to be done from here.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah,
right,
thank
thank
you.
Is there any other business to come before this board this evening? If not, I will ask for a motion for the meeting minutes of, what was the date?
August 13th.
Of August 13th, please. May I get a motion to accept the meeting minutes? Second?
Second?
May I get a vote, please?
Mac,
Yes.
Heather is not here. Rob,
Yes?
Tara. Yes. And John.
Yes. I started about that.
May I get a motion to adjourn?
All right, let's do it.
Second?
Okay. I like these quick meetings.
Yeah.